You thump your Bible and you say your prayers. You want to talk about your Psalms and your John 3:16. Well, Austin 3:16 says, I just whooped your ass. This is Mark Bell from SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. Just came back from the 2013 Arnold Classic, where we absolutely tore it up in the Slingshot booth and the Power Magazine booth, booth number 210. Had an awesome time, had great lifters come by, met thousands of fans of the Power Project Army, the millions and millions of Power Project Army fans. Somebody actually asked me, being the people's coach, if I can do the people's eyebrows. And if I look like shit, it's because I look like shit. But I can. How do you like that, Dwayne Johnson? Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the 2013 Arnold Classic. I want to thank Katie Hogan. I want to thank Jesse Burdick. I want to thank Jim McDonald. I want to thank my wife for making that booth absolutely rock. Jesse Burdick was working his ass off, sweating profusely, being red, being gross, as usual. I want to thank all the great lifters that came over to the booth. Stan Efferning, Ed Cohn, the Lillibridge contingent, all those people that came over and visited. Brandon Lilly, obviously, congratulations to him for doing a 26:11 total. I think that's the right number. It really doesn't matter to me because it's still less than me. But congratulations to him. He also pulled like 750, I heard, in the animal cage without a belt, and then went over and did the XPC beat a couple days later. Big props goes out to Dave Hoff for breaking the all-time world record once again, which I think was just held by him. But he did 29:60, I believe, is the magic number he did, weighing in at 274. It's the biggest coefficient in the history of powerlifting, beating the great Sean Frankel. What a hell of an accomplishment for him. He's done a 965 bench in that meet, which is the highest bench press of all time. I want to say he squatted around 12 and pulled like 815. You do the math on that. But I wanted to thank everyone who came out to check out the Slingshot, even those people that didn't buy it, the people that tried it out. It's important that you try new things in your training. It's important that you try new pieces of equipment to see what's going to work well for you. I ran into a woman at the Arnold Classic who said she goes there every year, and she's been going there every year for the last 15 years, and everything's kind of the same. It cycles through. You have a kettlebell, and the next year someone has a kettlebell that you can add weight to. And then the next year somebody has a kettlebell that distributes the weight differently. And then the next year someone has a dumbbell that distributes the weights differently. And somebody's got this gimmick and that gimmick and yada, yada, yada. She got down on the bench press with 185 pounds. This was a 55-year-old woman. She proceeded to do 10 reps and says, "This is the greatest invention of all time." And I want to agree with her, but you guys know how I feel about this. Power Project Army, those of you that are close to me, you guys know what the greatest invention of all time is. The greatest invention of all time is artificial peanut butter, the peanut butter that is inside Reese's peanut butter cups. Second to that might be electricity, might be in there somewhere, and then booyah, the Slingshot. Anyway, I love giving out this information for free. I love pumping out free information for all my fans for free, for the Power Project Army. I really want to thank everyone that came out. It was just an awesome experience. Big props, big thanks goes out to RogueFitness.com for their hospitality, letting me and Jesse Burdick go over there and pretend that we know what we're talking about. We are going to work closely with them on having them come out with some awesome products coming up in the very near future. How near, I can't say. What it is we're making, I can't tell you. But what I will tell you is that you freaking need it. Just trust me on that. So here at the Power Project, no matter what we're doing or how we do it or blah, 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 we always got to answer a question. And today's question comes from a guy named Parker off the YouTubes. One more thing I want to tell you. I sold about 400 slingshots. 400 slingshots. You want to add up my dollars and cents? Go right ahead. I don't care. You do the math, whatever. But we sold about 400 freaking slingshots. I had to share that with you guys because I think that's great. That's the biggest number we've ever done by a long shot. So thank you again, fans. Let's get back to this question. This question's from Parker. He's a new lifter, not a nude lifter, a new lifter. And he wants to know how crucial it is to wear a lifting belt when he squats. He's very, very uncomfortable wearing a belt. He's only done one power meet. He feels stronger without the belt than he does with it. It just feels too awkward for him. And he wants to know, like, is a belt crucial? Of course, it's crucial in a lot of ways. You never want to show up to a gunfight with a knife, right? So in this case, a belt is another weapon in your arsenal, just like a set of knee wraps, just like a set of wrist wraps. And you want to be tough and you want to try not to lift without it. It's up to you. If you feel you can lift more than everybody else in the meet and you can accomplish great things, or that you can continue to make progress, because that's the Power Project's all about, making progress, right? If you can keep making progress, then you can tell everybody to go screw themselves, because this is about you and not about them. This is about you and not about me. So if you're making progress and you can feel that you can continue to make progress safely, don't worry too much about the belt. But if you want to wear the belt and you want to cheat, you want to lift more weight, here is what, oh, I don't know what that burp was. I haven't eaten anything all day. Here's what I suggest you do. Wear a belt on your lighter sets and wear it loosely. Stick your thumbs in there. What is that on my shirt? Gross. Anyway, stick your thumbs in there. One thumb on each side. You should have plenty of space. And then push your stomach out against your thumbs. That'll give you a good idea about how tight the belt should be. Be able to slide both thumbs in there comfortably, but then when you push your belly out, it should tighten up quite a bit. The belt does not need to be super tight. If your belt is stiff, you're going to have to loosen it up. You're going to have to keep rolling it and unrolling it. If it's a real power belt, you're going to have to keep messing with it until that thing loosens up a little bit, because otherwise it's going to be a pain in the ass to get on and off, and it's going to kind of hurt to be uncomfortable. So you might have to loosen the belt up a little bit. That amount of tightness that I just referred to is about where you want it. Use it on your lighter sets and use it for repetitions. The greatest way to learn anything in life is through repetition. And not only through repetition, but getting a feel for the repetitions and learning from them and trying to make them better. So you do rep number 1, goes okay. Rep number 2 should be better. Rep number 3 should be better. Rep number 4 should be better than that. Rep number 5 should be better than that. Do sets of 6 in your warm-up, sets of 8, somewhere in that range. But do it with light weight so you can really learn how to do it. There's nothing wrong with doing things the right way. You won't go to jail. So that's one way you can learn to use the belt. Another way you can learn to use the belt is to do an exercise like good mornings. Again, put the belt at the same tightness I recommended before. RogueFitness.com, by the way, makes some outstanding belts right now. Jesse Burdick and myself were over there, and they make a very good belt, especially for beginner lifters, that I think would be really good. It's a brown belt. I don't know what they're calling it, but it's a brown belt. Looks like they used a lot of cows to make it. Looks fantastic. Anyway, some other things you can do with the belt. You can do planks with the belt. That's right. That queer little exercise where you have... How come I could say queer? But if I say gay, everyone gets all fired up. Let's just say gay, all right? It's a gay little exercise. Have your forearms down, and you have your feet up in the air, and do some weighted planks. Things are biting me out here. Sucks. Do some weighted planks with some chains or just a plate. Have someone put a plate on your back. But wear the belt and push your stomach out against the belt. A lot of people think that the belt is just a supportive lower back device. And really the only way the belt actually works is if you push your abdominals against the belt hard. Play around with where you're wearing your belt as well. You'll notice Eric Lillibridge and some other great lifters out there, Stan Efferding being one of them, wear the belt higher than many other lifters. So play around with where you're going to wear this belt. Also, if you find a traditional powerlifting belt to be uncomfortable. The ones provided by RogueFitness.com are a good alternative because they're a little bit looser. They just move. They're going to move a little easier. A power belt is extremely thick and sometimes extremely uncomfortable for some people. So that's an option there. Also, Spud Inc. They make great belts as well. You can also buy that off of RogueFitness.com. Those are just different styles of belts. They're, I don't know how to say it, but they're just not as stiff as a regular power belt. Let's see, what else can you do? Pull down ab movement you can do with the belt on as well. That'll teach you to utilize that belt a little bit better. And just get used to wearing your belt. You know, throw it on when you're doing the sled work. You know, drag the sled with the belt on and wear that belt out a little bit. Get that thing ready for battle. Anyway, all the sales and all the money that was made over the weekend at the Arnold Classic is all just to make me a bigger asshole. I'm about to go drink some coffee with all these other assholes, and I'm about to go get some sushi to be an even bigger asshole. That is it from supertraining.tv. And again, Power Project Army, I thank you. If you are not watching the Power Project, then you have no life. If you are watching the Power Project, then you have no life. Strength is never a weakness, and that is it from supertraining.tv.